It's not going to impact too much of the U.S. here. However, I do want to talk about the impacts. All right, it's a Category 2 right now. Erin still churning off in the Atlantic just to the east of Florida right now. 961 millibar storm. Now what that means is that pressure is slowly climbing. It's getting higher and higher each day, and that means that the storm is weakening. The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm. We've got a pretty slow movement. I would say at this point, an average movement would be about 12 to 15 miles an hour, and we're sitting at 9 miles an hour moving to the northwest. Now, for this to stay away from the U.S., we need more of a northerly turn. That northwest turn is going to inch it closer and closer and closer to the U.S. Wind speeds right now at 105 miles an hour. This time yesterday, it was at 140 miles an hour. So we have seen a significant decrease in the strength of this storm. Continuing to move up to the north now as we go into the next few days. Wednesday morning, the storm is just about parallel with the central portion of Florida. We're going to continue to see this move to the north and west as we head into the later portion on Wednesday, but thankfully, it takes a northeasterly turn, moving away from the east coast as we head into the later portion of Wednesday and into early Thursday. Now, the cone of uncertainty is what I'm showing you right here. The cone of uncertainty shows you where we think the center of the storm will be. That does not include all of the outer rain bands that could be hitting off the coast of North Carolina and places like Virginia. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a few minutes. But yes, we have that Category 2 hurricane decreasing to a Category 1 hurricane, and then finally a tropical depression or post-tropical cyclone as it heads farther up into the north into some colder waters and higher latitudes. Now I'm going to get into the other areas that we need to keep an eye on, but I want to first talk about some of those strong tropical storm force winds that are possible in places like Norfolk, places like Virginia, places like North Carolina. Let me tell you the most likely time of arrival of these winds. Really, Thursday morning is whenever you're going to start to feel those stronger wind speeds. Thursday afternoon, you're definitely going to feel those stronger wind speeds, but that will be over by Thursday, late on Thursday, if not by Friday morning. Let's take a look. We're looking at Hatteras Island right here, an area that has been on the news quite often because of its susceptibility to not only those strong winds. We've got a 24% chance for strong wind speeds. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that could still be pretty significant. 30, 40, 50 mile per hour sustained winds for a long period of time. On top of that, we have high waves, really tall waves, a lot of rain coming in here as well. We've already in some of these areas gotten over 4 inches of rain, and we're expecting another 1 to 1.5 inches of rain over the next few days. So any rain that comes down will increase that flooding risk. So all of this is cause for several watches and warnings to be issued here. We have a flash flood warning highlighted there in red. We have a tropical storm warning as well, and we have tropical storm watch as you go farther up the east coast into places like Virginia. Any weather questions before we move on here? John's saying no weather questions. Well, I want to talk about why this is happening. So let's zoom out. Let's talk about that high pressure system that I highlighted at the very beginning of the forecast, trying to set up over the 4 corners. Now this high pressure system, it's going to repel this storm. We've also got a cold front that's moving through the Carolinas right now. That's also going to help to push this storm back out to sea. This storm will continue to track up to the north and then off to the northeast, just in between the high pressure system out in the Atlantic and the high pressure system that's sitting across the U.S. Unfortunately, we're still feeling the impacts of this high pressure system. We're feeling the heat. We're feeling that humidity. Anytime we get a high pressure system to set up over the U.S., have you guys heard of the heat dome? You probably hear that on the news quite often. The ring of fire. You hear that on the news as well. These are just nicknames for this high pressure system that's basically going to lock in that heat, and it's going to keep it hot for us over the next few days. But thankfully, it helps to push that storm back out into the ocean. It turns it up to the north and then back east, back down to the northeast as we go throughout the next few days and into the work week. There you go. Let's go back to our hurricane map and let's talk about the next 2 areas that are behind Hurricane Erin. Oh, I forgot to talk about the shear. Yes, we've got some shear trying to move into this storm right here, kind of coming from the northwest. Yeah, that's also going to help to weaken the storm. Hurricanes don't like shear. You want hail, you want shear. You want a hurricane, you don't want shear. There's your spaghetti plots. I feel like we've shown this graphic. We can move right past this. Okay, now let's go to those next two areas that we're watching for our next tropical cyclone formation. We have one area highlighted in orange just behind Erin. Now what we're watching for here, and I want to actually go back a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I want to show you this orange area first. Okay, so right now we have a tropical wave that's continuing to track to the west. It's not impressive right now. However, the closer and closer it gets to some of these islands, it's going to get into some warm water. It's going to get into some low sheared areas, and that's going to really help for it to intensify. So over the next 2 days, we're not expecting a ton out of this storm. We are expecting this to be our next tropical cyclone in the next about 5 days. I'd give it about 5 to 7 days. By Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to hear a lot more about this one right here as it gets into this area that's favorable for tropical cyclone formation. We've got another area to watch as well. Let's go back farther to the east now, just off the coast of Africa. This is our next invest 99L. Now basically what an invest means is that we're interested in this area right here. So we're sending hurricane hunters out to this area to gather data. Right now, invest 99L does not have an impressive pressure, about 1010, not impressive at all. However, it's an area of interest that could turn into that next tropical cyclone. So let's take a look at our names right now. Whatever the next named storm will be Fernand. After that, we've got Gabrielle. After that, we've got Humberto. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Imelda, Jerry, and Karen are all on our list as well. Hailtrace expects that we are still going to have about at least at minimum 7 more named storms. So that means that we're going to get all the way up to at least Lorenzo this year. Let's take a look at our 2025 hurricane forecast. Our named storms on average are at 14. So usually every single year we have about 14 named storms. 7 of those are hurricanes. 3 of those are major hurricanes. Last year we overperformed. We were a little above average. And this year we expect to be above average as well. This year we expect 12 to 17 named storms, 6 to 10 of those to be hurricanes, and 2 to 3 of those to be major hurricanes. Now let me just remind you that Erin is the first hurricane of the season, and it was also a major hurricane. We got to Cat 5, very, very impressive there. So we're expecting at least 5 more hurricanes this season. This is pretty normal. Usually we have a slow start to the season. And then as we get into the middle of August, we really start to see those numbers go up, and then we start to slow down in the early portion of October. And there's your hurricane forecast. A little recap for your storm forecast today. We have those storms across Oklahoma and all the way into the Midwest. Oh, we've got pictures. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you, John. Hey, let's go back. You guys remember whenever I was talking about invest? Let it go back. It's thinking. Aha, okay, there we go. All right, Invest 99L. What this means is that we're sending hurricane hunters out to this area. I actually want to show you hurricane hunter footage from the last few days as it's been in Erin. Take a look at this right here. All right, this is pretty impressive. There's those hurricane hunter planes right there. They were leaving, I think this is from August 16th or 17th. There they go, taking off. I've got some info from them right here. They're saying that they have ongoing non-stop flights. So we have at least 1 hurricane hunter plane out at all times. That's very, very impressive. Now take a look at this video in the eye of the hurricane. You can see that in the eye itself, we have bright blue, clear skies, pretty calm conditions as well. But give us just a minute for these hurricane hunters to go into the eye, into the eye wall, and you're going to see the visibility drop, you're going to see the winds pick up, you're going to see the rain coming down. You can also, if you look very, very closely, you can see the spin of those clouds around the hurricane hunter plane. Give it just a minute to go into the eye wall. And I wish that you guys could hear the audio. Go to our Facebook or our YouTube pages and you can hear the audio from this video as well. We're gonna wait this out. I wanna watch the hurricane hunters go into the eye wall here. And while we do that, put your questions, put your comments in the comments section. Here we go. All right, there they go into the eye wall. You're going to see a drastic, very, very quick change of conditions. We go from those bright blue, clear skies. You can start to see even some lightning. Very low visibility. There goes the raindrops. They're flying past the hurricane hunters, not only because of the strong wind, but also the speed of that plane. That's whenever it gets really turbulent inside the plane. And we actually have some really cool videos that we're posting later on today that show how turbulent it can get. And it jostles those hurricane hunters around. It jostles all of their things, their backpacks, their water bottles around as well. And we'll post those pictures later on this afternoon. So make sure that you follow us for more of that video. Really, really cool stuff.